You are looking down from the mezzanine camera at the Dog Pound, Defiance High School. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller as DCTV Sports is on the air with our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Street in Defiance, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Check out their great selection of new and used vehicles on their lot. Or if you don't feel like busting out in sub-zero and probably 2 feet of snow, you can always check out their selection online at drivebobestil.com. We've got a big WBL matchup, girls style, here tonight as the Defiance Bulldogs, 6-9 overall, 3-2 in league play, welcoming the Shawnee Indians, 9-5, also 3-2. Scoop, we're going to break this one down over the next 15 minutes, but rest assured, both teams now into the swing of things in the middle of January. Hard to believe that we're going to blink here. In another couple weeks, we're going to be talking February. We're going to be talking postseason. Both these teams still vying for the best seed possible.
Oh, you're right, and that's why these games are so important. I've talked to some coaches this week, and they're already hitting about the sectional draw, which is right around the corner. But both these teams really playing some good basketball, I think, here of late, especially Shawnee. The only thing keeping Shawnee from coming in with a 10-game win streak is 3 one-point losses.
Yep.
And those were to some really good teams. At Delphus Jefferson, at Lima Bath, in overtime, and also against Bluffton. So this is a team that's playing some great basketball. Defiance will need to have their A game here tonight.
Well, and you take a look at their last 3 losses, like you mentioned, by 1 point each. You mentioned that Bluffton game, 49-48. At Bath, in a low-scoring affair in overtime, 34-33. And then just not that long ago, on the 13th at Jefferson, 55-54. But they have won 2 of their last 3. Back on the 10th, they knocked off Lima Central Catholic. Matter of fact, they destroyed them, 60-25. And they're coming off a win in their last contest versus Salina, 66-48. On the flip side, for head coach Leroy Lewis and company, his Bulldogs 6-9 overall, 3-2 in the WBL. But they come in nursing a 2-game win streak themselves at St. Mary's a week ago, 50-45, a winner over the Rough Riders, and then back on the 15th versus Van Wert, a 51-38 victory. And as you always hear coaches say, we want to be arcing upwards, playing your best ball about this time of the year. We'll wait and see. Would you call tonight, I don't want to say a statement game, but certainly it's a big evaluation game.
Well, it is. You know, right now you've kind of got the middle of the pack there, 3 or 4 teams tied for third place, I believe, in the WL, and these are 2 of them right here. So right now you're trying to get maybe toward the top of the pack, and as you mentioned, even more importantly, kind of jockeying for a higher seed in sectional play, which is always huge. The fact that you may have an opportunity to host a game before having to play on the road. But again, you know, I really like what Shawnee's done late. We mentioned those games they've won, and even the tough ones they lost by a point. But I thought they made a statement to win, beating Salina by 18 points. Salina's team been very good this season. In fact, the Bulldogs have 9 wins already. We're looking for number 10 against Shawnee, but Shawnee has already equaled their win total from a year ago.
Yes. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Baker Schindler Company. We'll also have the keys to the game courtesy of Northwest State Community College. A quick timeout. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestil.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
We're back at Defiance High School, otherwise known as the Dog Pound. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller as the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. Time to take a look at your starting lineups, courtesy of Baker Schindler Company. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. Check them out online at baker-schindler.com. Let's start with the visiting Shawnee Indians. 9-5 overall, 3-2 in the WBL. And this is the following 5 that head coach Aaron Patterson will send on the court to begin the ball game tonight. We do have, I believe, one change. Nope, we've got them right on our screen here. At the point, it will be Ava Gadsden. Now, Gadsden was a late choice to go as a starter. She and Maya Williams, I believe, had been vying for that spot. But tonight, Ava Gadsden, the 5'5 sophomore, going to be heading up the offense. At off guard, it will be Morgan Betts. Betts, a 5'5 senior. At the swing, Alexis Whetstone. Whetstone, a 5'9 senior. Your front court as follows: Bryn Patterson, a 5'6 senior. And then in the middle, and you talk about physical. This ought to be an interesting matchup because we're going to have 2 of the most physical centers in the WBL going head-to-head tonight for the Indians. Cadence Wilson. Again, she stands in at 6 foot, but she likes to play with her back to the basket. Coach Aaron Patterson told me they've actually put certain sets in specifically designed to take advantage of her aggressiveness and her physicality.
Yeah, and why not? She's very athletic, and that is going to be a great matchup, I think, down low as Alexandra Fernandez. Even though just 5'8", if you've watched her play, she plays like she's 6 foot.
Very much.
She's a tough matchup. That'll be a lot of fun watching down low in the trenches.
On the flip side, for head coach Leroy Lewis and the Bulldogs at 6-9, 3-2 in the WBL. The following 5 are what we anticipate. There might be one change, but no change at the point. Jamie Fuzz Rollins gets the starting nod. Last time we were here in December, Scoop, she was nursing the injury bug, and they struggled a little bit without her. She is going to continue her playing just across town at Defiance College, but she is a gazelle. Give her the ball, and she wants to run.
Well, she's a playmaker, and she really opens up that offense because she has so many different skills, so many different tools, so much that she brings to the table. So she has that ability to break you down off the dribble. She can hit the pull-up shot. She sees the floor very well. She's one of those complementary players that makes those people around her that much better.
At the off guard, it will be Nadia Leatherman. Leatherman got basically a pinch into the starting 5 last season as a sophomore. She has earned it this year, the 5'6 junior, the team's second leading scorer. Isabella Rollison, now she is the volleyball standout. As a matter of fact, she's going to continue her athletic career next season at Ohio Wesleyan, but she is also an integral part of the starting 5 here, standing in at 5'10 and a senior. Aliana Stantz will be your power forward. Again, Stantz in at 5'10", just a freshman, but that should tell you something into the starting lineup as to just how high Coach Lewis and his assistants are on this young underclassman. And then we're putting a question mark for the time being over Alexandra Fernandez. Fernandez stands in at 5'8", the senior, very physical, also very nimble. She can get up and down the court for a post. She's been battling a sore back, so they are going to make her a game time decision. If she tells them honestly that she can go, she will be in the lineup. If not, she may be seeing sparing minutes tonight. Scoop.
Yeah, and you know Coach Lewis would love to see her out there for close to 30 minutes as possible here tonight, because her presence out there, her ability to be that equalizer on the boards is something this Bulldog team will need here tonight.
If Fernandez is not able to go, we will see Anna Hasselbring, a 5'10 senior, get the starting nod. We will let you know. Matter of fact, you'll see it when the team comes out to warm up, but it will either be Hasselbring or Fernandez as the starting center for Defiance. It's the final 12 seconds, make that 20 seconds, ticking off the junior varsity clock. Defiance up by 13, and we will have 15 minutes in between games before these two teams tip it off. A little bit of interesting history between these two teams. Scoop, last season, they split both their matchups, but it was the one at the end of the season that probably mattered a little bit more for both teams in the playoffs, and that's where the Indians got the better of the Bulldogs.
Well, you're right, because that WBL matchup early in the season last year belonged to the Bulldogs, who ended up finishing ahead of Shawnee, but Shawnee got the revenge in the sectional championship as they're able to salvage a split last year. So Shawnee's a team that's really played very well against Defiance over the years. The Indians come in having won 5 of the last 6 versus Defiance.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will have our keys to the game brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Don't go anywhere. The Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
WestBanco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused WestBanco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Normally we have luminaries sit on the left, dignitaries sit on the right. But when you are a VIP of Chris Dale's stature, you can sit anywhere you He looks like he's really having an engaged moment there, doesn't he? Oh, Chris, we love having you aboard. Tremendous guy. And folks, if our camera can pan back, he is the only fan on that entire side of the dog pound. He has half of this arena. There we go. Check this out. Keep coming. Keep them coming. Yes, it is the king surveying his kingdom right there. He has the entire half of this gymnasium to himself.
I wonder how much buying all those seats cost Chris Dale's right there. Maybe those Ayersville teachers are getting paid more than I think.
Oh, my goodness. I tell you what, he's buying the next round and the next time we go out. Holy cow. All right, we refocus. We kid because we love, Chris. Peace and love. Time to take a look at your keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Northwest State Community College, your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.com, northweststate.edu, or call the administration's office at 419-267-1320 today. Scoop, let's take a look at what the visitors and the Shawnee Indians need to do to walk out of here with win number 10 tonight.
Well, there you see the keys for Lima Shawnee, and I think it's going to start with playing downhill. This has been a strength, I think, of the Indians all season long, their ability to take you off the dribble, try to win those one-on-one perimeter battles. I look for them to try to establish that aggressive pace early and attack the rim by playing downhill. I think the second key tonight for the visitors is going to be limiting second chance points. You know, Shawnee, as we mentioned, playing some really good basketball right now. Defiance is going to have a tough task. I think if Defiance wants to get it done, they're going to have to really attack the offensive glass, extend possessions, and get a lot of second chance points. So if Shawnee can limit those second chance opportunities, they could come out with an impressive WBL road win here tonight.
And go above 500 in league play. On the flip side, for Coach Lewis and the Bulldogs, what do they need to do to pick up win number 7 and likewise stay above 500 in conference play?
Well, I think it has to start with points in the paint, and that's going to be a tough task when you have the presence of 6-foot sophomore Cadence Wilson to deal with for Shawnee. But Defiance, if they really want to come out on top tonight, I think they really have to attack the rim. They have to put a lot of pressure, try to put that defense in a compromised position where they're going to have to help and maybe leave somebody open. So I think it starts by attacking the rim and maybe getting some of those second chance points that we talked about just a little bit ago. I think the second thing for Defiance, they have to be connected on defense. This is a Lima Shawnee team that puts north of 50 points per ball game on the season. They have a lot of different girls that can connect from anywhere on the floor, so they're going to have to really do a great job of communicating, working together on defense. And if they can get it done in these areas, they can move to 4-2 in the WBL this season.
Well, taking a look at the warm-ups, and Alexandra Fernandez is in uniform. She looks a bit measured. I don't want to say tight or stiff, but she is not as loose-looking as she normally is. But you also have to figure this, 75% of Alexandra Fernandez is still going to be plenty good enough to get the job done. And again, an irony tonight because they're also facing a team, a rarity, that has a strong post. But you know she's got some competitive juice in her, and if she can go, she's going to. And right now it looks like she will.
Well, I'm guessing she's going to be begging the trainers and just telling them, hey, I can get this done, I can do it. But again, she's such a competitor out there, and she just, again, elevates the level of play around her because she just kind of leads by example out there. She makes those hustle plays. She's able to track down the 50-50 balls, and she has such a quick footwork inside that she's a tough guard even though she's 5'8" down there in the post.
So those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Northwest State Community College. Your key to great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call the admissions office today at 419-267-1320. Today, we're going to take a quick time out. We're back with more of the Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Back at the Dog Pound, we are just over 8 minutes away from tipping this one off. Western Buckeye League girls basketball taking center stage on DCTV Sports tonight. Bulldogs at 6-9 overall, 3-2 in conference play. Indians 9-5 and also 3-2. Brent Palbinot alongside Scoop Miller. I want to break this down with you a little bit more, Scoop, since we've got a little extra time here. In talking with Coach Aaron Patterson for the Indians, they run a very unique half-court offense. It's called mover blocker. And if you're familiar with Virginia, they run basically that style of offense right now. It is very deliberate. It uses a ton of screens, primarily flare screens. But when the ball comes down low, what happens is both wings will pop. So everybody's going to be in the lane area. Both wings will pop. Depending on which side the ball is on, or the strong side, the low post will then get big. Get your hands up, get a strong wide base, and demand the basketball. The post on the weak side then screens down. It is very deliberate. It is very physical. It is also very demanding. You have to be in the right spot at the right time. Even one step out of position and this thing mucks up. But when it's on, you're going to see a lot of 15 to 17 foot opportunities from the wings, but you'll also see opportunities in the low blocks. And if they screen right on the weak side, the possibility for backdoor cuts. It is a lot for a defense to have to handle.
Well, it really is. And the fact that we talked about the importance of Defiance being connected on defense, I think that's going to loom large, because what that offense does, it puts you in compromised positions where if you don't communicate, you're a step slow. Both of you went and covered the screener instead of coming off the screen and so forth, you're going to get beat. So, but on the flip side, you need to be disciplined and run this offense. It's not just for anybody. You have to really know where you're at, the importance of spacing, the importance of setting your people up for those screens. But again, a very difficult offense to defend when executed properly.
Coach Patterson told me they installed it largely because of the physicality of Cadence Wilson. Now, if you're on the weak side, you can feel like you're left out of the play. And he said they really had to talk to her. If you aren't posting up, then you're boxing out. Look for her, and she's gotten quite a bit of her offense this season coming on second chance points.
Yeah, and again, that's that discipline part of it, realizing that you don't have to have the ball in your hands at the present to be effective in this offense. It's about positioning and spacing and always looking for that next play, maybe that next rebound and so forth. So it's going to be interesting to see how Defiance tries to line up to slow down that offense. Again, an offense that comes in scoring just about 52 points per contest on the season.
I'm talking to Coach Lewis. They don't want to run a half-court offense. They want to get out and force the tempo, force the transition defense to get back. And when you've got a couple of lightning bugs like Jamie Rollins and Nadia Leatherman, and I would even say Rollison can get up and down the court. For that matter, when she's healthy, Fernandez, we've seen her bring the ball up the court against pressure. They don't want a slower tempo game. They don't want a half-court game. They want to get out and get their offense in transition tonight.
Well, you're right. When they have Jamie Rollins in the lineup, that's exactly the way they want to go. You know, they do not want to get into a half-court game. They want to try to make this a high possession game, try to capitalize on those rebounds, turn them into transition opportunities. They'd love to get in that 3-on-2 fast break mode here as much of this game as they can.
Largely, and again, I'm not going into great detail, but Coach Lewis told me, he goes, our decision-making also has to be better. He goes, sometimes when we run, we actually speed ourselves up. And he goes, if it's not there, don't push it. If it's not immediately there, you can still fill the lanes and get a look on the secondary break. But he said sometimes we basically our own worst enemy. He goes, we want to run, but that doesn't mean you also put your mind into neutral. You have to think.
Yeah, that's so true when you have high-tempo teams out there that want to try to push it and get into a track meet. You know, you're going to have a few more turnovers when you're trying to push the tempo, which is understandable, but you want to limit those forced turnovers where it's not there and you're trying to make something out of nothing. So it's going to be important that Defiance recognizes when they need to go, when they need to set that up, because there will be times they're going to need to get in a half court here and put some stress on that Indian defense.
We're about 3 minutes away from tipping this one off. Big WBL matchup. Again, this is the last night before an anticipated snow and ice storm is expected to work its way not just through this part of the state, but much of the Midwest, even the South and the East Coast. What we're saying is we may see some postponed. As a matter of fact, we expect to see several postponed games over the next probably, 48 to 72 hours, if not more. So crucial that you get this one in here this evening, because as both coaches I was talking to said, listen, we're getting towards the tail end of January right now. Open dates for makeup games are becoming a premium.
They really are, you know, especially since they've added 2 games to the regular season schedule, now 22 regular season games. And when you get this deep in the season, you get cancellations. Boy, it's tough to find the gym time, let alone you're not overlapping with the guys' programs and so forth.
Well, Josh Bush, our producer here, just told me Defiance has already officially announced they are canceling class for tomorrow. So it's on the way. Just what we were saying here, Scoop, get it in while you can.
Yeah, this might be the last basketball we see here to Tuesday or so. You just don't know if we get what they say is coming. Bundle up.
And make sure you got plenty of gas in the snow thrower. And stock up, right? Kind of live more like maybe the pioneer days. Don't leave your house for about 3 or 4 days. We got basketball tonight. You can see the colors just over half court being unfurled. We are getting set for tip-off. Don't go anywhere. We're back right after this. You're watching the Estel Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports. That HDMI goes in.
Ball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stamball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Back at the Dog Pound, the warm-ups are finished. Balls back in the racks, and both teams have ditched their warm-ups as we are getting set for tip-off. Defiance, 6-9 overall, 3-2 in the WBL, hosting the Shawnee Indians at 9-5 also at 3-2. Colors have been unfurled over center court. They are introducing the Spirit Squad. We'll get the starters in just a second. The officials for tonight, we got a trio, a pretty good one. Dylan Woods, Bryce Bailey, and Gary Brubaker. Time now for our national anthem, courtesy of the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families, connecting them with resources available to them. If you'd like to know what you qualify for, log on to defiance-county.com. And the Star Spangled Banner in the books. Our thanks going out to our underwriter, the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support veterans and their families. If you'd like to know what you qualify for, log on to defiance-county.com/veterans office, or you can call their office at 419-782-6861. Again, if you're just joining us, Defiance has officially announced they will be canceling classes for tomorrow. Huge snow and ice storm expected to work its way across not just this portion of the state, but much of the Midwest, to the East Coast, and even down south. I had a conversation earlier today with a Conference USA member down in Dallas. And Scoop, I asked him, I said, so does that mean you shut down? He goes, yeah. And he goes, a half an inch of snow down here shuts everything down. He goes, they don't have the equipment, but it goes even more problematic. They don't have any salt trucks. So if they get even the slightest bit of slush or freezing rain, all those rear-wheel drive vehicles can't handle it. So a good 75% of the nation over the next 72 hours, maybe even up to 4 to 5 days, is going to be suffering together.
I never even thought about that, the fact that they don't have the equipment. They probably don't have the experience driving on those types of road conditions as well. So as you mentioned earlier, bundle up and make sure you're well stocked.
And be prepared to do some heavy shoveling, or make sure that the snowblower has plenty of gas in it.
But that doesn't mean we won't be heating up here at the Dog Pound tonight.
No.
This is usually a great matchup here. Anytime you have a WBL game, you need to bring your A game, or it could be a tough night.
The opening tip-off tonight brought to you by Superior Credit Union, a non-for-profit member-owned financial cooperative. Visit SuperiorCU.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union. In the center circle, it is going to be Aliana Stats for Defiance and Cadence Wilson for Shawnee. Defiance wins it immediately, quickly down. Oh, wow, what a great job to get out of the center circle. Great hustle by Stance and a great look by Jamie Rollins. Give her the assist, and just like that, Defiance on the board.
Yeah, what a find by Stance. And here's going to be a travel violation coming up on the Indians, as that time Ava Gadsden took a little extra stutter step there, not knowing what to do in that 2-on-1. So great start here for Defiance, attacking the rim right after that opening tip.
And they're coming out in full court man pressure. We thought we might see this. Rollison goes over the top to Leatherman, who will slow it down. For the most part, we expect Shawnee to stay in a man-to-man, but if they come out in basically a zone type of press, they'll drop back into a zone half-court defense. So this is a Shawnee team that really can throw a lot of different looks at you. And just like that, great help defense, deflected by Gadsden, and it's a turnover.
Yeah, great job by that Indian defense. You know, put a little token pressure up top just to try to slow Defiance down, and it pays off as they force the first turnover of the night against Defiance.
Gadsden in between the circles. Leatherman going to give her more than an arm's length. And here's that deliberate mover-blocker offense that we talked about and broke down during the pregame. So many moving parts. Don't blink or you're missing something. Wilson, the low blocks double team. Quick pass out of it. Quick pass to the corner. Long three, airmailed by Gadsden, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, long shots are going to mean long rebounds. To Defiance is really going to have to get all 5 girls on the defensive glass. An extra opportunity coming up for Shawnee. We'll see if they can cash in.
You talk about sets, and you don't see them that often, really not just in college ball, but even high school ball. You see the motion or the continuity offense has really taken over the last decade or so. This is about the closest thing that I can remember way back when we were playing, Scoop. You didn't have free flow. You had specific plays. You'd run it, and if you didn't get the look, you backed it out, and you cut harder, I screened sharper, and you ran the same darn thing again, and you're going to get a better look. As Rollison pulls down the air ball. Nice release by Rollins. Another open look. Couple of back-to-back, not back-to-back, but a couple of baskets in that transition offense that we talked about Defiance wanting to run tonight.
Yeah, you can't script it any better than that 4-0 start there for Defiance.
Open look by 3 for Morgan Betts. Nothing doing, but Wilson on the weak side. And what we talk about, she's going to get a lot of her offense off of second chance points.
Yeah, great job on the backside that time by Cadence Wilson, coming up with the second offensive rebound here in the first 2 minutes for Shawnee. And they quickly turned into 2 points to cut that Defiance lead in half.
All right, now you got athlete on athlete. Gadsden is trying to stay with Rollins right now. Indians out in a man-to-man. Rollins, pass was a little high from Leatherman. Otherwise, I thought she was going to catch and shoot. Swinging it out up top, and that ball goes off the fingertips of Stans. She's got to hustle it down to prevent an easy layup, but that will be an over and back.
That's great man-to-man defense that time by the Indians. As you mentioned, Brent, man-to-man, trying not to switch, but they've been doing a nice job communicating, switching when they've needed to. That time they forced the second Bulldog turnover.
Inbounding from the baseline. Gadsden thought about it, but now kicks it out. Leatherman staying right in her jersey. I'm watching the low blocks right now as you got a couple of heavyweights just banging on each other in Wilson and Fernandez. And good anticipation that time by Stans to bust out and get the steal.
Tremendous play by the freshman. Had the offhand there in the passing lane, came up with a swipe. 2 turnovers now for the Indians.
Rollins, nice drive, dishes up to Fernandez down low. Great movement without the ball by the center.
Yeah, it really was. A great offense that time. Rollins once again doing what she does best, plays downhill, breaks down the defense. What a great find there.
Boy, speaking of coming downhill, Gadsden was until she ran right into Fernandez and bounced back. And the board for Stans. Here comes Rollins. Got a little ahead of herself trying to hit Isabella Rollison, and that'll be another turnover.
Yeah, great job by that Indian defense. One more time, Cadence Wilson jumped that passing route. Comes up with the 3rd steal of the night for the Indians.
Far corner, wide open look for 3, and it is nothing but net for Alexis Whetstone, a West Banco 3.
Yeah, good look by the senior that time, able to catch and shoot in rhythm, and that West Banco 3 cuts that lead to 1.
Reach and foul, Gadsden trying to stay with Rollins as she brought it across the timeline, her first team foul, number 1. Couple of substitutions for the Indians. Who's checking out? Who's checking in? Turn around, young ladies. I see number 12 and number 3. That's going to be Maya Williams, who will now be running the point most likely. And Anna Mankey in as an off guard. Anna Mankey, Defiance fans ought to be getting used to her starting next season. She's coming to Defiance College to play softball. Up 6-5, Rollison with her first touch of the night. Tries to pop. Boy, look at Wilson. She's got Stans, and Stans was flirting with a 5-second call and throws it away.
Tremendous on-ball pressure by the Indians. Forced the 4th turnover by Defiance.
Gadsden drives and dishes the 3 off the mark by Mankey. Weak side rebound left just a little bit short by Whetstone. Fernandez finally cleans up underneath.
Now the Bulldogs dodge a bullet. They gave up their 3rd and 4th offensive rebound of the night. There's Wilson with the defensive rebound that holds Defiance to 1 and done.
Rollins went 1-on-4 that time. Gotta love the aggressiveness, but was she and Wilson getting tangled up a little bit in the high blocks. Kicking it to the near wing. This one bricks off the base of the iron by Whetstone. Does Leatherman want to run? Spins around Gadsden and into the front court. Foot on the line. It's going to be a long 2 for Stans. Nothing doing, and we've got a whistle. Out of bounds off of Defiance.
Well, Brent, look at the Shawnee offense early. Boy, I really enjoy watching this as a former coach. You're seeing so much movement away from the basketball. You're seeing so many screens, and the physicality has been something else down low in the trenches. Defiance is going to really have to play tough and strong down low in the trenches.
Aislinn Troer has checked in for Defiance, as has Anna Hasselbring, and I'm looking at Fernandez. I thought she was going to walk to the end of the bench to maybe get a little bit of treatment. Instead, she's going to the water cooler. But it's clear, Scoop. She's just a little sore, and she's stretching out. Yep, trying to stay loose. Top of the key. They'll swing it left side. Rollison really being dogged by Mankey. Rollins, spin move, middle of the paint, fades away from 8 feet out, and that's a pretty looking shot.
That really was a sweet looking move that time by Jamie Rollins, the senior. Again, a tough guard, 1-on-1. When she puts the ball on the deck, you're going to need to run a second defender at her. She's that good off the dribble.
Gadsden swung it to Whetstone, really being dogged by Bella Rollison. Gadsden will back it out. Her team trailing by 3. Under 2 left to go here in the first quarter. They technically have 2 point guards in the game now with Williams in. They'll hand it off to Mankey on the drive. A little bit of a line drive shot, and the rebound kicks out to Stans. Rollins, long pass up the near wing. And I'm not sure where that was going, but Hasselbring threw it straight to an Indian.
Well, the ball pressure right now is really hurt Defiance when they've gotten into the half-court game.
Skip pass, far wing. This is a heat check for Gadsden. And a nice box out and rebound by Hasselbring. Coming up on a minute left to play in the first quarter. Relatively low-scoring ball game, just enough offense to keep things interesting. And Coach Lewis wants a timeout, wants to talk to his team. Are you working for the final shot of the first quarter here? If you're calling a timeout, are you setting up something off this inbounds that should get you a good look?
I'm not sure what he saw there. I don't think you're going to set up for one shot. That's really not Defiance's game. They want to try to make this a high possession game, so maybe I would think he's going to try to set someone up here, try to get a quick score. Almost maybe a 2-for-1 here with nearly a minute to go in this opening quarter.
Right now, only 2 players scoring for both teams. Rollins has 4. Fernandez has 4 for the Bulldogs. Whetstone has drained a West Banco 3. Cadence Wilson got a second chance point. Other than that, that's what we lead to 8-5. What do you have for turnovers for both teams?
Well, right now in the first 6 or 7+ minutes, Defiance has turned it over 5 times. Shawnee has turned it over 3 times. Fortunately for Defiance, those turnovers haven't led to points at the other end. So right now, Defiance still with a 3-point advantage here, trying to maybe get a little bit of momentum here heading into that second quarter.
Buzzer sounds. Bulldogs will inbound in front of the Indian bench. Rollison will do the honors.
Right now, I like how, Defiance, you mentioned their 2 scorers. Those are the people you want get the most shots for Defiance. And here's a good shooter in Ralston.
Got a good look at 3, but the iron unkind. And with 43 seconds left, we'll see if Shawnee wants to take the air out of the ball. Swinging it into the near corner. Mankey's not waiting. That hits the side of the backboard. Battle in the paint. Who wants it? Betts comes out with it. Still plenty of time. Oh, on the drive with tremendous move to split a double team, and Williams just laid it a little too hard off the glass.
Yeah, now I think you go for the last shot if you're Defiance.
Well, Rollison, second time is a charm. Around the world, it kicks out. Rebound by Troyer. Down low, Fernandez, and with 7 and 7/10 seconds left, I think she just got fouled.
Well, that's a great hustle play that time by the Bulldogs. Their first offensive rebound here of the night, and it comes at a good time as Fernandez with a nice, strong power move deep in the lane. We'll get 2 coming up here from the charity stripe, trying to stretch this lead out just a little bit.
A little hard on her first. The foul was charged to Wilson, her first. Rollison will check out. Leatherman will check in for Defiance. As Fernandez, if I remember right, last season was roughly a 50% free throw shooter. Second is on the way and a little short. 7 seconds. Can they hustle it into the front court? Here comes Williams. Crosses over, working against Leatherman. She's stripped, and that will be the end of the first 8 minutes of basketball. Low-scoring affair. Defiance leads by 3. Bulldogs 8, Indians 5. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with more basketball from the Dog Pound. You're watching DCTV Sports.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Second 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock. We welcome you back to the Dog Pound. Brent Balbanon alongside Scoop Miller. Western Buckeye League action. Ladies styles. He's the host. Bulldogs leading the visiting Indians of Shawnee 8-5. Only 2 players in the books for both squads. Starting point guard Jamie Rollins for the Bulldogs with a pair of baskets. Starting center Alexandra Fernandez with the other 2. On the flip side for the Indians, Alexis Whetstone hit a 3. And Cadence Wilson with a second chance put back. That's all she wrote. What do you have for rebounds and turnovers?
Well, through the first 8 minutes, Defiance was able to out-rebound Shawnee 9-7. Interestingly enough, Shawnee did have 5 offensive rebounds, but were only able to connect one time off those rebounds. Turnover-wise, Defiance 5 turnovers, Lima Shawnee 3 through the first 8 minutes.
High blocks, low blocks. Wilson just got the seal, and I don't think you're going to stop her once she gets you on her hip.
Yeah, that's great offense that time. And credit Wilson. She was able to pin her girl down low. And how about this?
Oh, wow.
Nice pass there to Fernandez on the back door there. Fernandez now with 6 points here.
We talked about how she's deceptively quick, and that's great movement without the basketball by the Defiance center. Keeps their lead at 3 as they try and lob it down low, and a great job to come from behind, but she couldn't walk the tightrope on the baseline and steps out of bounds.
That's just a great senior play by Alexandra Fernandez that time. As that time, Defiance fronted Cadence Wilson down low, but Fernandez on that backside anticipated that lob pass, had to steal until her foot touched the inline. Yep.
Wilson posting up big down low. Leatherman was trying to help double. They get Wilson again. You just can't take your eyes off of her. If you go to help, somebody else has got to be there because she's just unstoppable that close to the basket.
Yeah, that's great offense. Good luck trying to stop her when she gets the ball down there in the trenches. Defiance is going to have to step up their physicality, not let her establish position down low.
Rollins into the paint, got tripped up and falls out of bounds. It's off her fingertips. Indians possession, trying to take their first lead of the ball game this trip down the court. Shawnee has been methodical. And you just kind of get the feeling it's almost like, again, a boxer who keeps the jab in your face constantly. You can't get a clear look. You can't get your shot off or your punch off. That's what Shawnee has been doing to Defiance so far here tonight.
You're right. And that last bucket by Wilson, she kind of came down her ankle. Right now, out of the ball game,
yep.
Nursing on the sideline trying to walk it off.
Deflection. Here comes Rollins. That's a top angle and too tough. Rebounded by Betts. A rare opportunity to run. Stop and pop from deep beyond the arc by Whetstone. And I'm looking over at Coach Patterson, and he just looks down, doesn't say anything. She clearly must have the green light, but, Scoop, that's a shot that'll probably be there 4 or 5 passes into the offense.
Yeah, that time she shot with a lot of confidence. Unfortunately for Shawnee, that ball hit off the front of the iron. Ends up being a team rebound for Defiance. So Shawnee yet to have a lead here tonight.
Fuzz
here brings it up slowly in the half court.
Across half court. The screen, the pick, and the roll. Stance, though, shot that ball a little early. She gets the board. Rollins for 3. Oh, nets!
Yeah, how about Defiance getting a big offensive rebound and turn it into 3 points as they go inside out. And a West Bankel 3 gets that lead up to 4.
Gadsden into the paint, 360 spin move. Shot was affected by Leatherman. Gadsden's getting some good penetration, but not a clean look. And Rollins now sizing her up as she goes to crossover, spins. Quickness on quickness. Gadsden with the steal. Tries to shot put it out. It is picked up by Watkins. Up the court, and the bunny miss by Betts. They did everything but finish.
I tell you what, that's a tough break for Shawnee because they had a tremendous steal, tremendous pass there. Had everything but the icing that time.
Oh, great seal by Stance. Great look by Leatherman. Basket won't fall, but a foul on the play.
Tremendous offense that time by Defiance. As that time, Aliana Stance was able to get the ball inside off a nice feed. Nearly had the and 1, but she will get 2 from the stripe here. The southpaw first one on its way up and in.
Charge the foul to Anna Menke for Shawnee. As a couple substitutions, Aaron Jackson checking in and trying to get a number on the young lady in the low blocks. I believe it's Bryn Patterson back into the ballgame. Stance will try and make it 2 for 2. She does just that. Does she look like a freshman to you?
No.
I was thinking the same thing.
She's impressive, very athletic, got a great stroke there. Very aggressive player.
Up by a half a dozen, and Johnny on the spot. Stance with the steal. Quick outlet. Leatherman sizing up the defense. Ball deflected once, twice, out of bounds, and it looks like it's off of Troyer. It will be Shawnee basketball.
Well, credit Lima Shawnee that time. You know, a lot of times I see teams, they make a turnover, they hang their heads a little bit before they get back on defense. That time, great transition defense by Lima Shawnee, and then they were able to force another Defiance turnover.
Look at this. We got a, what is this, a 1-2-2 zone press? Ball across the timeline as Bella Rollison is checked in for Defiance. Back out up top. Wide open from the far corner. A three goes off the heel of the iron by Betts. Offensive board and put back, though, by Whetstone.
A great job by the junior Alexis Whetstone. I'm sorry, the senior Whetstone coming in, getting that offensive rebound. Turned into 2 points, so second chance points certainly are going to play big tonight. And right there's two huge ones for the Indians.
Lead cut to 4. Rollins down the middle of the paint and loses the basketball. A rare fast break opportunity for the Indians, but 5 white jerseys get back in transition D. Jackson on the drive, cut off by Leatherman in the blocks. Patterson cut off by Hernandez. Gadsden, boy, a lot of congestion in the low blocks, ripping between a double team. Not once, but the second opportunity is good for Aaron Jackson off the bench.
That's a big time move there by Jackson there, getting that offensive rebound and then kind of slicing away, a little up and under move through the Defiance defenders.
Rollins stripped by Gadsden. She wants to run. Crosses over against Fernandez, leans in, can't get the roll. Quick outlet. Rollison on the move. The left-hander halfway down, it spits out. Boy, I tell you what, the pace here in the second quarter has really picked up. Ironically, there seems to be a lid on both baskets right now.
That time, a strong break that time by Defiance as Isabel Rollison had a nice move there with the left hand. That's a basket she typically finishes on. But that ball just kind of bounced around, popped out. But another offensive rebound for Defiance extends his possession.
Leatherman into Fernandez, and she's fouled on the way up.
Great job again by Fernandez. She's got such a quick first step. She's a tough guard.
Yep.
I mentioned, we talked about her. She plays a lot bigger than 5'8" out there. Again, she's got quick feet. She's got some good fundamental skills inside. Now she's heading to the charity stripe to try to stretch this lead. First one up and in.
1 for 3 from the stripe tonight. Trying to make it a 4-point advantage here. This kind of reminds me of the old set shooters of the 70s. Kind of a two-handed set shot here, and all they got to do is go in, right?
There's no style points. They all count as one, so great job there hitting both the front and back end. Makes this a 2-possession game as we hit the 3-minute mark.
Gadsden, check that. That's not Gadsden. That's Jackson with a step-back 3.
Oh, that's a good look there by Aaron Jackson, able to kind of just step into that shot, shoot in rhythm. At West Banco 3 makes this a 1-point ball game.
Leatherman really being dogged by Betts. Top half of this. Oh, Fernandez just set a monster of a screen on Patterson. They try and get her on the pick and roll, but the pass was a little behind her. And now in the open court, Rollins is going to be the guilty party of a foul. I can't believe this, Scoop. That's the first Defiance foul of any kind with just 2:26 left to go in the half.
Yeah, and that's kind of a double-edged sword. It's a good thing in one regard, but it's also telling me you got to play a little bit more aggressive. Credit Maya Williams that time. She did a great job of really pushing the envelope, and she forced that Defiance foul. And now Shawnee with a chance to take their first lead of the night.
Low blocks. Wilson. And the ball thrown away. Fernandez is there, and a smart move not to quickly outlet, but wait for basically the path to clear out.
That's a great decision, not just off the defensive read, but not trying to push something that wasn't there. Now Defiance trying to put Shawnee in a tough position.
Troyer had a wide open lane, and she just was looking to release the basketball. And now the defense, especially out around the perimeter for Shawnee, is getting very sticky. Leatherman crosses over. She's stripped. Little shake and bake there from Stance. Leatherman drives baseline, cut off into a double team. Open for three off the far side of the iron by Troyer, and here we go again. Indians looking for the fourth time tonight to take their first lead of the game. Patterson slowing it down. Under 90 seconds left to go in the half.
This is where you want to see Cadence Wilson get a touch down low.
Patterson in the high blocks, didn't want the open look. Instead, Wilson drawing a double team. Fades away and a little too hard off the base of the iron. Fernandez had it, lost it. Betts, turnaround J, no good. Loose ball. Rollins into the open court. She's stripped from behind. Leatherman spots up for three. In and out. Troyer skies to pull down the board. Great look to Stance.
Oh.
Count it. And one coming.
Wow, how about that hustle play of Troyer that time? That was a rebound Defiance had no business getting. Lima Shawnee had three girls parked underneath the rim, but they whiffed on the checkout. Troyer with the hustle play, then the tough assist inside to Stance. And now Stance going for the and one here.
Fouls on Patterson. Trio of new Indians checking in with 48 and 9/10 seconds left. Right now, Stance catching her breath, waiting for the basketball. Now you take a look at the young freshman, future of the program. Can't get the roll here, and it's finally secured by Whetstone. All right, you're only down three. 40 seconds left as you cross half court. And I was about to say, are you looking for the final shot of the half? It doesn't look like it. And that is going to be a defensive foul, and all of a sudden, Fuzz Rollins now has two for Defiance.
Yeah, I don't think this is really either team's game, trying to slow things down, hold it up, so I have no problem right now. Coach Aaron Patterson electing to attack here. Right now, if you're Defiance, you have two fouls to give, so just make sure you don't give them on a shot. You want to give them before that juncture.
Rollins will check in for Rollins. Did I say Rollins? Make Rollison in for Rollins, excuse me. Peace and love, Bella, peace and love. 25 seconds left to go. Sizing up the defense, crossing over, but Watkins is cut off. Into the ball game, Addie Roth. Quick hands, almost got the steal against Gadsden. 13 to shoot. They'll reset again. Gadsden's picked up her dribble. Top of the key, 6 seconds. Can they hold? Oh, great backdoor move, and up until 1.5 seconds left, Defiance looked like they were going to get the stop, and Aaron Jackson with the play of the half for Shawnee pulls them to within a point as we have come to the end of the first 16 minutes of play. Both clubs heading to their respective locker rooms. It has been a low-scoring dogfight. Defiance 19, Shawnee 18. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with your Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show right after this. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
For the past For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Back at the Dog Pound, a sparse crowd here this evening, which hopefully means we've got more viewership here tonight. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller as we welcome you back to Defiance High School. We are at the intermission, a Western Buckeye League matchup, and it has not disappointed. Host Defiance 19 visiting Lima Shawnee 18, as we are now on board with your Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. All right, let's start with your Arthur Law Firm stats, your stat tracker, brought to you by Arthur Law Firm. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm, serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Get the compensation you deserve and back in the game with your winning team at Arthur Law Firm. Well, a minimum of scoring for both teams. 4 players in the books for Defiance, only 3 for Shawnee. Let's start with the hosts, and leading all scorers. She's got a sore back, but you'd never know it by her effort. Starting center for head coach Leroy Lewis and company, Alexandra Fernandez, having herself a nice first half. 3 baskets from the floor, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. She's got 8 points. Hot on her heels, starting point guard Jamie Rollins with 7. That includes a West Banco 3 in the second quarter. Then it drops off a little bit. Aliana Stats is 2 for 2 from the line, and Aislinn Troyer with a nice move to get into the paint and get a basket. She's got 2 points. That comprises your scoring for the white and blue. On the flip side, for the Shawnee Indians, leading all scorers off the bench, Erin Jackson, including that nice baseline backdoor cut with just 1.5 seconds left to go before the buzzer sounded. She got what Defiance would probably call a cheapie, but what Shawnee would call just a well-earned created basket. She's got 7. Cadence Wilson, their tough starting center, has 3 baskets from the floor, 6 points, and Alexis Whetstone, 1 from beyond the arc, 1 inside the arc for 5. Scoop, what do you have for board work and turnovers for both teams?
Well, for the first half, Defiance out-rebounded Lima Shawnee 15-12. On the offensive side of things, 7 offensive rebounds for Shawnee. So they had more of their rebounds came from offense, just 5 defensive rebounds, and just 2 offensive rebounds for the Bulldogs. But again, the Bulldogs up 15-12 in rebounding. Then on the turnover side, Defiance 10 turnovers, and Lima Shawnee 7. So I'm sure both coaches would like to clean that up here a little bit in the second half, particularly Leroy Lewis. 10 is a number you'll take it at the end of 4 quarters, but certainly not at halftime.
Well, and again, a situation where most high school coaches I talk to, especially those that want to get up and down the court like Defiance does, a dozen is kind of that line of demarcation. Anything over 12, yeah, you're probably not happy. Depending, again, if they're unforced or dead ball, you can live with between 10 to 12, but like you said, that's going to leave that margin for error to keep the coach happy a little bit thinner in the second half. On the flip side, for a team that really wants to slow it down and run a half-court set offense, 7 might seem a little high for Shawnee as well. So in your opinion, does either team have an advantage there, or has it been kind of a push?
Well, I think maybe Shawnee has a little advantage there, because I really liked how Shawnee, they were able to force a lot of those turnovers. The unfortunate thing for Shawnee, they just did not convert into points at the other end. A lot of times when you force live ball turnovers, you get transition opportunities. Shawnee really hasn't had a lot of 2-on-1 looks here tonight. So in that regard, it has been a push.
It all has led up to the one stat that matters, scoreboard. And the Bulldogs own a 1-point lead over the Indians here at the intermission, 19-18. Those have been your Arthur Law Firm Stat Tracker stats. We're going to take a quick timeout. Back with more of your Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show You're watching DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
Welcome back to the Dog Pound. We got 2.5 minutes before we start up second half action. Low scoring affair, but really a very intense, evenly matched, and entertaining ball game as the host Bulldogs of Defiance leading the visiting Lima Shawnee Indians by a score of 19-18. Both teams came out almost at exactly the same time to get a quick shoot-around in. So here's where you put your coach's cap on. Scoop, let's start with Shawnee. And Aaron Patterson, what did you tell your team in the locker room?
Well, you tell them that we've got to find a way to get some points for our defense. So, keep the pressure on. I thought the ball pressure really hampered Defiance at times, but once they came up with the steal, they just really did not turn those into points. So I think they have to look for ways to maybe convert. I think the other thing is that Coach Patterson tried to convey, we need to get more second chance points. And again, they had 7 offensive rebounds. I only had them down for 4 points off those 7 offensive rebounds. So again, try to make those convert into points. I think Defiance is going to have a tough time if Shawnee can continue to get looks down low because of the strength and size that Shawnee presents.
And on the flip side, if you're Coach Lewis, you're up by 1. You probably feel like you could be up by at least a little bit more, but what's your message to your Bulldogs?
Well, I think his message is, first of all, come out. We play like it's 0-0. We had a great first half. We got a 1-point lead. That's in the rearview mirror. Now let's go out and win the second half. I think you do that by taking care of the basketball. We mentioned 10 turnovers, just too high if you want to try to find success here at the end of this one. I think the other thing is they need to hit the offensive glass. Just 2 offensive rebounds for Defiance. Now they converted both into points. In fact, one ended up being a 3. So again, they got 5 points off of 2 offensive rebounds. I'd love to see Defiance attack the glass a little bit more offensively because Shawnee has not tried to beat them off of transition. So I think you can afford to send a few more girls to the glass.
There we go. The final 14 seconds ticking off the clock. Quarter number 3 about to get underway. It's been sauce for the goose. Just a 1-point difference for the hosts. We'll wait and see. In a game like this, not to sound Hollywood-esque, but you almost get the feeling that a 2 or a 3 possession run, a 6-0 run, is probably going to spell the difference between who walks out of here with a win or a loss.
Well, you're right. We've had 0 separation. I think the largest lead has been 4 points here by Defiance. And again, Shawnee has yet to have a lead, but they've had it within 1 many times. Defiance gets first crack at it here in the second half.
Leatherman on the drive. Nice bounce pass down low to Stance, and that's just a great job to find a gap. She really has great court awareness.
Yeah, tremendous job by Stance. And I like Coach Lewis putting her on that left side there, able to use that drop step with her left hand. Great opening set here by Defiance as they start the second half like they did the first half.
Patterson almost banked in an 8-footer. It came right back to her. She dishes off down low. And again, a point-blank shot, this time by Betts, and they can't get it to fall. On the break, pretty move, but again, Rollison, I think, probably would have been a better serve to just square up and take an easy deuce off the glass.
Yeah, that time she kind of rushed that shot there as she was turning kind of a baby sky hook almost. And she would have been better served at 5'10". She's going to be tough guard down low.
So the lead remains 3. Wilson has stance on her. And I'm looking at the back line of the Defiance defense here. And again, most are moving as this one's airmailed and Rollins pulls down the weak side board. Long outlet up the court to Leatherman, who comes to a stop. She'll dribble in between the rings. Gadsden has been lightning quick tonight defensively.
Boy,
Look at Wilson, she's popping out. Holy cow. Well, let your athletes be athletes, right? Rollison for 3 off the baseline and, base of the iron, I should say. Fernandez with the board. Ball is kicked. Whew. Does it seem a little bit more frenetic as far as tempo is concerned to start the second half?
It certainly appears that way. I know we're not 2 minutes in yet, but the pace has certainly changed a little bit to favor that.
Rollison's going to put it on the floor, now drive and dish. Stands from beyond the arc. That was a little bit of a line drive. Fernandez with the board, spins! And you saw Wilson trying to sell it to the ump with both thumbs going, jump ball, jump ball. We're going to have a foul.
Yeah, that time, credit Fernandez again. She just has a knack for getting those rebounds. How many times have we talked about her getting a double-double? And I think she's well on her way to that here again tonight. So 2 free throws coming up for the senior Alexander Fernandez, who had that big first half. Leaves this one short. 2 for 5 from the stripe now. Has 8 points to lead all scorers.
Well, the foul against Shawnee was Bryn Patterson instead of Cadence Wilson. Fernandez second is on the way and off the heel of the iron. Look at Stance. In between a pair of black jerseys, still pulls down the board and yet throws it away. And here comes Gadsden, 1 on 3, and the underclassman wisely slows it down. Wilson in the high blocks, just kind of hanging out right now. They're not posting her up as she's weak side. Whetstone puts up a 3, and Fernandez out-muscles Wilson down low as she outlets to Leatherman. Cross court to Stance. Rollison was wide open down low, and Stance tried a bounce pass instead of a chest pass. Now it will remain Defiance basketball.
That's great transition defense by Alexis Whetstone. That was almost a gimme 2-on-1. The cavalry was nowhere close.
Nope.
And Whetstone is able to get the kick ball, and now Shawnee can set up that man-to-man defense.
Leatherman in the near corner being hand-checked by Betts. Rollins surveying the defense. They're going to switch, and she tried to roll, but Rollison went high and luckily got the ball back for Defiance. Boy, look at this defense, especially on the top. They're bringing their center and their posts up, Scoop. This is a smothering half-court defense right now by Shawnee.
It really is. It doesn't matter who it is. They're not just smothering Rollins. They're smothering all 5 Defiance girls out there no matter where they go. So that could open up some backdoor scenarios and maybe some clear-outs here as this second half unfolds. And again, right now, Defiance has never trailed with the basketball up 3.
And this pass deflected. Gadsden, though, out-quicked by Rollins. Rollison for 3. Just not her night. Long board kicks out to Fuzz, and she will slow it down. And here comes, I don't know what they call this. I'm calling it a Waffle House defense because it's smothered and covered. And this one, nice job to position herself on the weak side. Nadia Leatherman with a second chance basket, her first of the night.
Tremendous effort there by Leatherman. How about Defiance after just 2 offensive rebounds the first half? They have 5 here in the first 3 minutes and 15 seconds of quarter 3.
Gadsden almost stripped by Rollins. She's picked up the ball. Pass is a little hot for Jackson. She's going to drive in the iron unkind.
And how about Fernandez once again holding the Indians to 1 and done. She's been a force on the glass, especially in this third quarter where she really has taken over the glass at both ends. And right now Defiance enjoying their largest lead of the night and has the basketball here against full court man-to-man pressure from Shawnee.
Foul going to go against Menke, her second. Rollins breaks the press. She want to keep going. Leatherman spots up for 3. Got it! A West Banco 3 in transition. and it's the largest lead for either team tonight as Defiance owns it by 8.
That's their game. Get it out in transition, and that time Leatherman spotting up beyond the arc. Great looking transition break.
Wilson fades away. She got the ball down low. It's out of bounds off of Shawnee.
But right now, Shawnee cannot buy a rebound this second half. 9 boards for Defiance, just 2 rebounds here for the Indians.
Does allow the Indians to come out in full court pressure. Ball was deflected by Menke, and it pays dividends here, at least for the time being, as Defiance will have to move over and reset on the inbounds.
Coach Patterson extending that defense, trying to find a way to create some turnovers and turn those turnovers into points.
Rollins is again just being absolutely smothered, and we're going to have a foul.
Yeah, that time really good pressure from Lima Shawnee, but Gadsden that time just too much leaning there. I think if she has a little better pursuit angle, could have really put Defiance in a tough position there, as they were already maybe halfway to 10. The ball was still 5 feet from the baseline.
Gadsden picks up her second. They're going to continue with this full court pressure, although they're dropping back a little bit, and Stance is stripped. Menke staying right with her. You can hear Coach Lewis trying to give the young freshmen some tough love.
Right now, if you're Shawnee, you just got to continue to play hard. You got a lot of time left. Don't let that 8-point lead fool you. You've got plenty of possessions here.
Wow.
One at a time.
Dropping to her knee as she slipped, and just as I was going to sing the praises of Fuzz Rollins there, it looked like she'd thrown that away, but it was deflected out of bounds off the Indians. And in this half-court defense, again, they're just coming out and just applying the pressure. Nice wraparound pass, and Fernandez is now in double figures with 10.
Well, that's been the difference there tonight. Another tremendous find there from Defiance. Just about every basket tonight for Defiance, Brent, has been the resultant assist. And here's a steal and a run out coming up for Rollins.
Rollins against Gadsden. Double team. She's going to muscle up anyway and gets the basket.
Points from the defense is always huge. Coach Patterson's going to be forced to burn a timeout, and there it is.
They are still scoreless in the second half. On the flip side, it has been an 11-0 run by the Bulldogs here in quarter number 3 to open up a 30-18 lead. Looking down, is this a full or a 30-second variety? We'll keep it here.
I'm not sure what Coach Lewis said during the halftime talk, but he should bottle it because certainly it's had an effect. 11-0 run here, as you mentioned. And again, the points from the defense, the second chance points. Right now, Defiance is winning all the hustle plays. They're doing the blue-collar work that takes. They're getting to the 50-50 balls. I thought that was a great timeout by Coach Patterson, trying to regroup the troops here as we have just 3 minutes and some change to go in this third quarter.
The irony here, though, Scoop, is Shawnee's been the one to come out and lay the press on. They've been the more aggressive, at least in the full court defensively, and yet, look at this. Defiance has still gone on an 11-0 run.
Yeah, and the only thing Shawnee right now has to show for it is 3 fouls. Defiance has yet to commit a foul here in this third quarter. But again, credit the rebounding difference to me stands out. Defiance has owned the glass here. They're really competing on the glass at both ends, and that's led to this separation, something we did not have the entire first half.
Indians will inbound. They'll face some pressure. Williams swings it left wing to Watkins, directing traffic. Here comes that meticulous half-court offense. Ooh, and a hip check. Rollins right into Watkins. And now Coach Lewis has a decision to make as his starting point guard has just picked up her 3rd foul.
Yeah, I think right now you're forced to take her out. You know, I'm always one for getting the mileage out of her, but right now, just too critical a player. You want her for the entire 4th quarter. So great move by Coach Lewis to give her a rest there. Won't necessarily keep her there the whole time if things slip away, though.
Nice drive, nice dish. Wilson, the recipient of it. She's got 8 points now on the evening, and those are the first points of the second half for the Indians, coming at the 2:48 mark here in the third quarter.
Great response out of the coach. Patterson timeout there. And again, we saw an assist from Shawnee, something we haven't seen a lot of tonight. Came at a good time for the Indians.
Troyer in between the circles. She's going to be running the point with Rollins on the bench right now. Popping Fernandez out, and the big center says, I'll hand it to a guard. 2:20 left to go in quarter number 3. Again, extending that half-court defense, a little physical on the drive, and it pays dividends with the steal by Williams. Coast to coast, and Troyer picks her pocket from behind. It will remain Shawnee basketball, but she just prevented a breakaway layup.
Tremendous hustle play by Aislinn Troyer that time. Looked like that was going to be a run out and some points from the Shawnee defense, something they haven't had tonight. But a great hustle play by the freshman. Allows the Defiance defense to set up now in the half court.
Menke inbounds, they get it back to her in the corner, and the Draperies swish. Anna Menke with a West Bank 03.
Oh, that's great execution. Really America's out of bounds play that time. Defiance was caught napping.
Boy, Leatherman almost lost that basketball. They are really bringing the defense out in between the circles. And Troyer's in trouble, double team trying to get out of it. Stance on the drive, leans in and finishes with the left hand.
All right, now Shawnee is so locked in on defense, they're not sending help over. And Stance is having too good a night not to try to take that dribble penetration away. Great finish again.
And a travel, unforced turnover out at the top of the key. Watkins just got ahead of herself with $1:22 left to go. Defiance trying to get the lead back up to double digits as stripped down the court.
Yeah, this could be big right now, especially the fact that Defiance is in control right now. You just got to keep playing possession by possession. And right now, some tenacious man-to-man defense coming up for the Indians. We'll see if they'll try to run and jump here in the backcourt.
Well, they've seen it so far here in the second half. Defiance has been slowed a little bit, but they've been able to break it for the most part. And look at this. Here comes the freshman on the run. Bounce pass down low to Fernandez. Gadsden gets back. We got a scrum in the paint. And what's the call here?
How about that physicality by Fernandez? She's going to head to the charity stripe.
Yes, she
that
is.
time, she was just able to really muscle that 50-50 ball. Something Defiance is really controlled here in this second half.
Foul will go against Wilson, her second. Team foul number 4. Fernandez back to the line again, and showing signs of some frustration there as it has not been her night. The free throw line has been anything but.
Yeah, right now that free throw just a little bit too flat. I'm sure Coach Lewis would like to see a little bit more air underneath it, try to get a little bit more arch on it.
She's 2 for 7 so far this evening.
You like the fact she's getting to the strike.
There you go.
There she gets the back end to go. And now the lead's back to double digits.
And
Fernandez
she will come out.
will get a much-deserved hand here. She gets a break.
Leatherman will check out as well as Rollison is in. So your Bulldog 5. Stance will now be in the middle as Hasselbring has checked in. Coming up on a minute left to go in the third quarter in a 10-point ball game. Gadsden on the drive. Stopped, dishes off. Watkins cut off. Top of the key, 3 barely catches iron for Betts. And here comes Stance. We'll see if the Bulldogs want to work for the final shot of the quarter. Look who's back in, Fuzz Rollins with 3 fouls. Gadsden on her. They switch. She lost the ball, walking the tightrope, but throws it away. Here comes Betts. Watkins on the drive. Oh, nice rip-through move, and give her 2.
That was a great rip move that time as Troyer got back on defense. But how about that play by Watkins? Gets the lead down to single digits here. Defiance will hold it for 1 here.
Still coming out to smother him. Rollison on the drive. Little dipsy doodle, nothing doing. 10 seconds left. If they hustle, they can get a shot off. Here comes Betts. Bounce pass, right wing. Menke from distance. Nothing doing. 1 second left. 3 quarters in the books. Boy, I tell you what, it is a low-scoring game, but it is a high-intensity contest. Bulldogs 33, Indians 25. Final 8 minutes put up on the scoreboard clock at the Dog Pound when we come back. Don't you go anywhere. Nothing decided in WBL action. You're watching DCTV Sport.
Westbanco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused Westbanco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
You know, I'm going to say I'm stunned as the second buzzer sounds. Welcome back to the Dog Pound. 8 minutes, the final 8 put up on the scoreboard clock. I have affectionately nicknamed Shawnee's half-court defense the Waffle House defense because it is smothering and covering. I would have assumed if there's a man on this crew that has had the smothered and covered, it would be our producer, Josh Bush. His answer was somewhat perplexing, so I won't go there. But I'm going to flip a coin and say he has had it. Scoop, have you had the smothered and covered?
Yes.
And what do you think? You give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Thumbs up, definitely.
Okay. It definitely will fill you up on a winter's night, won't it?
Yes.
Wilson down low. Forces up the shot, nothing doing. Rollinson with the board. Here's a chance to run for Defiance. And Gadsden brought Rollins to a stop. And prepare for on-ball pressure. And Rollinson says, give me an inch, I'll take a mile. Bella Rollison with her first points of the evening.
Great job by Rollison. She looked to pass, and then her defender kind of fell off, went back to help. Left her all alone there. She connects.
Wilson, low blocks, muscles it up. She'll head to the line. To be honest with you, I'm surprised she hasn't got more touches in the second half. It certainly looks like to start this fourth quarter, Coach Patterson wants number 34 with a ball in her hands.
Yeah, I think that was a statement move there from Coach Patterson, realizing that, hey, if we're going to overcome a double-digit deficit, we've got to get some touches inside to Wilson, and there she connects on the first of two. Again, I think that's the toughest matchup for Defiance. We talked about how we wanted to see that battle because Defiance has Fernandez in there, but that pretty much is it as far as trying to match up one-on-one inside. There she connects on the back end. So 2 big free throws that time by Cadence Wilson.
That gives her 10 points, and Defiance getting a little ahead of themselves. Leatherman throws it away, and she's going to get an earful from Coach Lewis.
That's 14 turnovers down for the game. They have cleaned it up here a little bit, just 4 here in the second half. But again, a big bucket opportunity right here for Lima Shawnee. They can make this a 2-possession game if they can execute the offensive end.
Gadsden swings it left wing to Betts. They're using Wilson to screen here as Gadsden on the drive, and she got by Rollins. I tell you what, I was surprised as well because I think that's been there a bit more for her tonight. I know she's just a sophomore, but she is lightning quick.
Yeah, she certainly is, and that's what we talked about. One of the keys for Shawnee is playing downhill. They really haven't done a lot of that, but that time they did an excellent job playing downhill, attacking the rack, and that does make it a 2-possession game, and that defense continues to get a lot of touches and deflections.
Buzzer sounds, Troyer in, Leatherman out for the Bulldogs. Rollison will be the trigger woman on the sideline in front of her own team's bench. Rollins, that's a dangerous pass. It's deflected back to her now, out of bounds, and it looks like Betts the last to touch it.
Wow, Defiance dodged a huge bullet right there. It looked like Shawnee was about to create a turnover. Somehow Defiance able to maintain possession.
Rollins in the backcourt, and there's that quickness. Again, you can't be lackadaisical against this Shawnee defense. They're just too good.
Yeah, not only quick feet, but quick hands. And you can bet the intensity will continue to peak here down the stretch, as this could turn into a real physical grind here throughout this 94-foot court.
Troyer being dogged by Betts. Fernandez pops out up top. And look at Wilson out there to stay right in her grill. Backdoor cut by Rollison. Fernandez throws it away. Gadsden across the timeline. Skip pass from distance. Barely catches iron off Whetstone's fingertips, and it will be Defiance basketball. Shawnee has clearly been the more aggressive of the two teams to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're right. And that was an uncontested shot. I mean, an open look. But I'd really like to see Shawnee get some post touches. Maybe then go inside out. That's one of those shots that if it goes in, it's great. But if it doesn't, you really don't have much of a chance for a rebound.
Rollison looking. She was flirting with 5, and Coach Lewis decided to take a timeout. I will say this, and we've seen it on the last 4 or 5 inbounds. Scoop, if you don't have the basketball, you got to be moving a lot sharper, and you've got to, quite often we were told, recycle your cut. If your first cut is covered, you just don't come to a stop. Otherwise, you're not a viable option on the inbounds. You've got to recycle your cut.
You do. You have to set her up by moving away and then come back and meet that pass, because if you don't meet a pass against this Shawnee defense, it won't get to you.
Nope.
Because right now they were just all over Defiance. And again, they're contesting all 94 foot of the court right now. And I thought that was a great timeout from Coach Lewis that saved the turnover. That was nearing to get a 5 count. We could see Coach Lewis here in the backcourt screaming for the TO. He got it just in time.
Shawnee, and you wouldn't expect them to, refusing to roll over and play dead. They have come out in this fourth quarter and really raised their level of intensity. The question now is, how will Defiance respond?
Yeah, I love this game right now. It's kind of been a chess match. Both these coaches have done a great job having their kids playing hard, having prepared.
Flirting with 5 as Rollins has the ball deflected out of bounds. But again, just kind of, I'm not sure what the adjective I'm looking for here is.
Stagnant. I mean, they're just
that's
not,
a great one.
They're not moving. I mean, they've got to set them up and give more than one option here.
Much better cut there. Rollins now showing a little bit of fever, and she brings it into the front court. And they're coming out to smother and cover her again. Troyer will spot up, and she didn't look very confident on that shot. Gadsden slowing it down. Coming up on 5.5 left to go in the game. Gadsden for 3. Oh! Banks it in! Wow.
West Banco is open. A West Banco 3, and all of a sudden we got a 1-possession game.
35-32. Rollins trying to keep possession. Gadsden right in her jersey out near half court. And again, Defiance just being stymied, and Gadsden got her hands on it, and she came away with the steal and a timeout by Coach Patterson.
What a great call there by Coach Patterson to burn the timeout before the travel violation.
Scoop, I don't know what happened here, but the difference between quarter 3 and quarter 4 has been a complete switch in intensity. Defiance was owning it coming into the final 8 minutes. Shawnee came out with a purpose, but right now it's almost like Defiance rocked themselves to sleep and they haven't woken up.
Well, you're right. Shawnee turned that switch on at the end of the third quarter, and with that switch, the rebounds that were just dominated by Defiance. In fact, Defiance 10-3 advantage in the third quarter on the boards. Now Shawnee really starting to control the boards, not giving Defiance second looks. And how about this, Brent? 3 turnovers forced here in the first not even 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. And Shawnee not a turnover here in this fourth quarter, so Shawnee is getting it done. And wow, it's amazing how quickly they've made this a 1-possession game. Remember, it's been an uphill climb. Shawnee has never had a lead in this ball game, but you know they're not going away.
Rollins right in Gadsden's face, the senior on the sophomore now, and I think Buzz has just woken up. Gadsden falls down, and she traveled with the basketball.
Well, that was tremendous pressure that time by Defiance. I thought they nearly had a 5-second call, but again, they really stepped up their physicality there on defense. And again, they really just matched what Shawnee's been doing, to be honest with you.
Stance almost loses the basketball, but the freshman brings it into the front court. A little bit more physical, and now it looks like a bit more intense now for Defiance this trip down the court. Rollins on the drive. Gadsden fouls her from behind.
Once again, great ball pressure, but Rollins was able to get a half step on her. And that time forced Gadsden to reach from behind. A solid call. Defiance will set up a baseline out of bounds, trying to make this a 2-possession game.
4:38 left to go in the contest. Fernandez takes the inbounds, immediately double teamed, smothered and covered, and it's another turnover.
Well, the special continues here as they turn it over for the 4th time here in 3.5 minutes of quarter 4. We'll see if the Indians can turn it into points.
Wilson driving against the freshman, spins, turns around, can't get the roll. Offensive putback, nothing doing by Menke. Battle for the ball, and are we going to have a jump ball or a foul on Gadsden?
Going to have a foul.
Yes, and that's the sophomore point guard's 4th.
Now, that's a tough break because I thought Wilson had a tremendous move, had a good look there from about 8 foot out. Ball trinkled off the net. And even though Shawnee had an offensive rebound, they could not convert it.
Patterson and Williams have checked in for Shawnee. Rollins going to beat everybody down the court. Finds Fernandez, who draws the foul from Wilson.
A great job attacking the press. That time they brought an extra offensive player up there to get it in. And once they did, it opened up a transition opportunity. And that time Wilson forced a foul. I think that's a great foul because Fernandez is going to finish inside. You have to make her earn them from 15 feet away at the charity stripe.
She's only 3 for 8 tonight, but she drains her first.
Well, that's a line drive, but that was certainly true and through. Big free throw there to make this a 2-possession game.
Second on the way. She's got 11 on the night. Make that actually, she's got 12, and she'll stay at 12. 36-32. 4 minutes left to go in the ball game. Williams running the point with Gadsden on the bench with 4 fouls. Being dogged by Rollins. Williams tried to set a screen and roll, but nothing doing. And they're going to reset their half-court offense. Posting up in the low blocks, Patterson. Back up top. Oh, look at this. Heat check for Wilson, and she drains a 3.
Great job that time by Shawnee. They got a post touchdown low, and then they go inside out. And how about Wilson? That West Banko 3 makes it a 1-possession game once again.
Ball kicked on the fast break opportunity. I think Rollins might have been a little too unselfish there. I thought she had a little bit better of a matchup to try and take the ball straight to the iron, but it will remain Defiance basketball. Lobbing it out in between the rings. We're officially in crunch time. 3:22 left to go in a 2-point ball game. Rollins tries to force it down low. Not sure what she saw there, but it's another turnover. Here comes Williams. Chance to tie it or take their first lead of the game with a 3, and they do! A West Banko 3 off the fingertips of Alexis Whetstone. Her first points of the second half, 8 on the night, and the Indians now lead it by 1.
Wow, how about Shawnee? They've taken some courageous shots their last 2 trips down, but each one ends up being a West Banko 3. And what was once a 5-point Defiance advantage now is the first Shawnee lead of the night at 37-36. And it comes with just 3:04 to go in this one.
At the 3:04 mark here in this ball game, the Indians have finally come to life offensively as they have outscored Defiance to this point in the fourth quarter, 12-3.
And again, a big part of that is their defensive tenacity. They have now forced 6 turnovers on Defiance just in the first 4 minutes and 56 seconds of quarter 4. So you have to hang your hat the defensive end. Credit Coach Patterson and his girls. They've done that here in the fourth quarter. But you know Coach Lewis and his girls are going to have an answer here. So, boy, you want to stay around for this one. This has been an unbelievable ball game here as what was once a 12-point Defiance advantage has slipped away. Shawnee now, we'll see if they continue that aggressive full court pressure. I would assume they will.
I expect them to. It's worked well. Troyer will inbound. They'll put Whetstone on her. Leatherman popping to the corner. As she stops to survey the defense, but the Indians will drop back. Gadsden is back in the game for Shawnee. The sophomore point guard has 4 fouls. Stance puts it on the floor. Cut off in the low blocks by Patterson. Troyer, wraparound pass. Fernandez is going to muscle up. Wilson got a good look, couldn't get the roll.
Once again, great job by the Indians. Get to the glass, holding Defiance to 1 and done.
Gadsden against Rollins. Keeping a waist-high dribble, moving east-west. Betts. Patterson posting up against Fernandez in the low blocks. They can't find her. Near side Betts. Leatherman staying right with her. Well, a lot of time ticking off the clock right now.
Defiance has only committed 1 foul here in the fourth quarter, so they can really step up their tenacity here. Try to get a steal. If you get caught with a foul, it's right now no problems. You have 3 to give here as we're under the 2-minute mark of this one.
Boy, precious seconds ticking off the clock here. Shawnee is running their offense, but it's very controlled, very measured. And right now, they're just happy to milk some clock.
And you have to not let Gadsden get it back. Once she gives it up, you really have to deny her the basketball. She's got too good a handles. She can really shorten this game down.
Patterson will inbound on the sideline right in front of the Shawnee bench. Whetstone. Wilson low blocks. Oh, and they're going to call a reach-in foul on Stance. She thought she had the deflection.
Yeah, I don't mind that foul a bit. That time nearly got a clean steal. Came over the top there. Just the second foul in Defiance. So they still have 2 to give, but that's the tenacity you got to have on defense here. Make a play here with your defense that can lead to some points at the other end.
Nasty screen by Wilson. I'm not sure how Leatherman stayed in one piece. But right now, Shawnee is more than happy to milk some clock. Wilson on the drive, spin move in the paint. Wilson with a nice pump fake. She'll release the basketball and banks it in.
That's just a tremendous move that time by the sophomore Cadence Wilson. Did everything right. Squared up there, got triple fake, triple threat, little ball fake, went strong to the rack. Great job.
Minute 3 left to go and down by 3. Defiance now trapped and Coach Lewis calls timeout. 58 and 4/10 seconds left to go. You're drawing up something off a sideline out of bounds play. So here's my question. Still a lot of time. Do you need a 3 this trip down the court if you're Defiance, or your first best look?
No, I think you get your first best look. You want to get a high percentage shot. You want to try to get it within the first 15 seconds of the possession. So I look to maybe get the ball to Rounds or Stance, someone that can go downhill. And then if Lima Shawnee wants to double down and then you go inside out, there's no problem with that. You'll certainly take the 3. But a lot of time left. Right now, you need a basket. You need to be able to set up some full court pressure here. And again, still plenty of time at 58.4. But again, this is Defiance's led for nearly 30 minutes of this contest. So they're kind of in uncharted water right now, down by 4 here. But again, plenty of time.
Bulldogs led 33-25 at the end of 3. The Indians have outscored Defiance 15-3. Here in the fourth quarter to this point. We'll wait and see what the Bulldogs are drawing up coming out of this timeout.
Well, you know what Coach Patterson's drawn up, that tenacious man-to-man defense here that's really created some havoc. Again, 19 turnovers forced upon Defiance here tonight, 6 of those being here in the fourth quarter. Defiance can ill afford to turn it over from here on out.
Leatherman will inbound, nobody on her. Rollins takes it, and we'll see how aggressive they get. Looks like they're going to keep it up. Really 2 players in between the circles right now, but they're still keeping Defiance out of rhythm. Here comes Rollison on the drive. Halfway down, it spit out. Wilson just muscled Stance out of the way, and it looks like she's just picked up her 4th.
Yeah, that's too bad because she had possession. She lost the handle, and then there was contact. So 4 fouls now, and that's the last foul to give for Shawnee. Here on out, the Bulldogs will be in the penalty.
Rollison did everything but finish there. Halfway down, it spit out. And now you got to be thinking, first you got to think about keeping the ball. And Wilson picks up a cheap foul out at half court, and that's number 5. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you could see that coming from up here that, oh, no, she's not going to be able to put the brakes on. And, again, it's a hustle play. But unfortunately there for Shawnee, that's going to send Aliana Stantz to the line with a chance to score points. The clock stopped. And just as importantly, it's going to put Cadence Wilson on the bench for the remainder of this one. So we'll see if Defiance can cash in and take advantage.
Stantz uses all the iron but rattles it home. She's 3 for 3 so far tonight. Wilson can only watch for the final 39 and 9/10 seconds. She'll finish the night with 14 points.
And there you see Fernandez kind of limping back on the court, but she wants to be out there. It's a great move. Big free throw coming up here.
Stantz leaves it short. Fernandez with the board. Is she going to muscle up? Do we have a jump ball? We do, and the arrow points to the Bulldogs. My goodness.
Big offensive rebound. The first offensive rebound by Defiance in the fourth quarter comes at an opportune time. And now a basket will tie. A 3 will take the lead. Coach Lewis wants to burn a full timeout.
We will keep it here. It's just a 30-second variety. Again, an 8-point lead for Defiance at the end of 3 has evaporated. They are now looking at a 2-point deficit. Big story, though. Their go-to player, they being Shawnee, and center Cadence Wilson, fouled out with 39 seconds left to go. Defiance has the ball, down by 2. And they are in the bonus. Well, with Wilson out, I'll be curious. It doesn't look like Fernandez is going to be among the Bulldog 5, or is she? Yes, she is. So here's my question. You got Rollins, who is a good perimeter shooter, but you got a huge, tough cover in Fernandez. Do you post your center up and try and get her the basketball?
Absolutely. She's in there for her offense.
Stantz. Fernandez, ball is kicked.
And that pass was heading her way. That needed to be a bounce pass. But again, we're seeing so many deflections here from this tenacious Indian defense. There's another one.
They're going to switch. Leatherman pops out. Rollison reverses it. Stantz on the drive. Ball is deflected by Gadsden.
How about Gadsden? She's able to slip through 2 screens that time. Nearly came up the steal. But again, another deflection. And now a side out of bounds here coming up for the Bulldogs.
Rollison will inbound. Lobs it all the way out at half court. Rollins got to move. Oh, what a vicious screen by Fernandez to open her up, and Rollins threw it away. And now they got a foul. Somebody's got to come up and foul, and it will be Fernandez.
And that's just the 3rd Defiance foul, so they still have one more to give with 19.6. Look for Fernandez to come out here, as Troyer will come in, trying to get a little quicker lineup out there on the floor. It's going to be full court denial right here. If you don't get the steal, you're going to have to foul right away.
Immediately. Ball bounces off of Gadsden, and they don't have time. Leatherman's got a foul, and she does.
And right there, if you're Leatherman, you got to be careful. The last thing you want is an intentional foul where it's 2 shots and the ball back. And again, that's the last foul to give, so the next one will put Shawnee at the stripe. Boy, I think you try to deny Ava Gadsden as much as possible here.
Well, she's going to get it. You can't be picky. She has not been to the line. Somebody lost a shoe. It's Leatherman. And Leatherman will foul her before she gets to half court.
Yeah, Gadsden's tough enough guard with all your tires attached. When you've blown a tire there, she's a tough find. But now 2 big free throws coming up for the sophomore. If she connects on both, she can make this a 2-possession game.
Which would be extremely difficult. Sophomore first trip to the line tonight is long on her first.
Now that makes this second one even more important. The fact that you want to make this a 3-point game where you're going to kind of limit Defiance options. If this is just a 2-point game, if she missed again, Defiance has their full playbook open, their entire arsenal.
Sophomore sets, releases, Off the side, Fernandez with the ball, and immediately a timeout with 9 and 9/10 seconds left by Defiance. So a 2 ties it, a 3 wins it. The question is, what are you setting up, and who do you want to have the final look if you're the Bulldogs?
I tell you what, they definitely have some options, but something they also consider, Brent, I'm not sure you want to go at Ava Gadsden. She's so quick there defensively. Boy, almost whoever she's guarding, you might want to go to option B, but you know Defiance is going to go to Rollins. I don't think that's any secret. You get it into Jamie, and you kind of let her do her thing, try to make a play. But again, I think you've got a lot of options. You got Ralston, who's certainly a proven shooter. You got Fernandez, especially there with Wilson out of the ball game, having fouled out just moments earlier.
Look,
then, of course, don't forget about Stance, who really is a good downhill player.
Look, I was going to say, if you had 20 seconds on the clock, I think Fernandez is an option. But to get across the timeline and get set up for a post, I think you really have to have a guard take a shot here, don't you?
Well, that's probably what's going to happen, because you would think Shawnee is going to continue to pressure. So then you're going to expect it to take maybe 4 seconds to get across the timeline. So now you're down to, 5? So again, we'll see if maybe Shawnee backs it up here a little bit, not wanting to foul.
They're going to have to go the full length of the court. Stance and Rollins are both in the backcourt, 2 good ball handlers. Obviously, you got Rollison on the wing here. I thought they might try and run a flat play, but instead, this is Fuzz. It's your game right now, kid. 7 seconds. Crosses over. Drives in. Can't get the roll. Stance. Rollison at the buzzer. Got it! It's good! And we're headed to overtime.
Free basketball. How about the hustle by Defiance? They come up with the offensive rebound. They made the extra pass, and Ralston shot that just before the red light came on. They were down to perhaps 1/10 of a second or 2. Either way you slice and dice it, we got some free basketball here as we're heading to overtime.
Stance had it. I thought she'd take the shot at the elbow. She took 1 dribble, dished to Rollison, and she didn't hesitate. The iron made it just a little tantalizing. It rattled around but fell through the cylinder, and all of a sudden, we've got bonus ball.
Well, you got to tip your cap to not only both these teams, but both these coaches. It really has been a chess match. Both teams have left it all out there. But Defiance, after being down there late, now has to feel pretty good. That's a shot in the arm. And remember, you have Cadence Wilson, who was fouled out. So, again, we'll see if Defiance can maybe take advantage. We'll see how much both these teams have left in the tank, as we saw a very intense, not just final few minutes, but fourth quarter and ball game here as well.
Man, wipe the sleep out of your eyes, Bella. You hit the game tire. Let's see what both teams have here for extra. First, they got to put, there we go, the extra 4 minutes up on the board. I think there was a discussion on how many minutes? What is it? Yeah, 4.
I tell you what, Ralston was highly defended as well. Somehow she got that to go.
Indians win the tip. Don't forget, Gadsden has 4 fouls herself for Shawnee. Rollins with 3. Betts, good aggressive dribble. Hands it off. Nice drive, and the iron unkind for Menke. Ball being tapped around, and Stan secures the 2-handed rebound. Troyer backing it out. Top half of this, I believe it's a 2-3, or is it a man? It is a man. It is still the Waffle House defense, and Fernandez in the low blocks is a charge. You saw that coming from up here.
Yeah, you did, and I love that play by Bryn Patterson. What a senior play. That time Defiance had the ball where they wanted. They had the matchup they wanted. But Patterson came in, set herself, knew she was going to take a hit there. Great job of drawing the charge. Boy, that's a huge play. Now both teams continue to sub offense for defense when necessary.
The inbounds, look at this, some full court pressure from the Bulldogs. Gadsden will slow it down in between the rings. Jackson, boy, oh wow!
Goodness.
She hesitated and then decided, yeah, I'll take it, and it works.
Wow.
West Banco 3.
And that's a freshman right there. Courageous play. Great answer at the other end as Aliana Stantz is able to slice her way to the rim there with a pretty spin move.
It's still a 1-point lead for the Indians with 2:50 left to go. Williams with the ball. They basically have both their point guards on the floor right now. She's going to drive and deflected and stolen away by Rollison. Trying to keep a handle on it, and that's a heads-up play. If you didn't have it cleanly, she stripped here, and ooh, a late whistle in the back court, and it's going to go against Erin Jackson.
That's probably a foul you don't want to make.
No.
Rollison, probably one of the top 2 shooters you're going to want at the stripe there. There's now 2 big free throws coming up for the senior, who again was an honorable mention All-Western Buckeye League performer a year ago as a junior. First one, string music, up and in. Defiance now, after giving up that initial West Banco 3 here to start the overtime, has scored 3 consecutive points. We're also now with a chance to put the Bulldogs back on top.
Eyes it, skies it, buys it. Bulldogs back up by 1, 43-42, coming out in some full court pressure of their own. Watkins into a double team. Nice job, though, to keep her dribble. She and Jackson playing a little catch out in between the circles. Nice crossover and stopped. Had a little bit of daylight there, but didn't take it. Leatherman now right in her jersey. Troyer almost came away with a strip herself. Gadsden, now she's tied her up, and jump ball the call. The arrow points to the Bulldogs.
How about this Defiance defense? They've now created 2 turnovers in the overtime as we're exactly 2 minutes in. And another great substitution from Coach Leroy Lewis. He's going to bring Alexander Fernandez back in for a little offense, trying to stretch this 1-point lead out.
Under 2 minutes left to go in just a 1-point game. Not to say that you need to be in a rush, but Scoop, if you're Defiant, you still need to run your offense here.
Yeah, too much time, attack, get the look you want, get the matchup you want, but you do not have to force things.
Troyer looking down low. Too much congestion. Stantz trying to post up big. Patterson fronting her. They'll kick it back out up top. Swing pass near side. Rollison feeling it. Oh! Got it! A huge West Banco 3 to make it a 4-point lead.
Well, you love to see your seniors step out at the right time, and Rollison's been awfully clutch. A huge West Banco 3. And now Defiance with a 7-0 run here in the overtime.
She's got 9 on the night, and a nice move, and leaving it short. Whetstone can't believe it. Stantz, somebody's got to come back to her. Troyer does. 4-point lead, and at what point now, if you're Shawnee, do you need to extend the game and start fouling?
Well, you want to pick the right person, I think, as soon as you can.
Betts just did on Troyer, her second. Oh, my goodness. Well, this has been an interesting ride tonight. Keep both hands inside the car at all times.
Well, again, you knew no lead was going to be safe here tonight with the way these teams have been playing hard. And, again, credit both these programs. It says a lot about the kids. We've had some runs both ways, but we've had a lot of lead changes late. And the most important thing is you want that last lead change to be yours. And right now that last lead change belongs to Defiance. We'll see if they can hang on here for the final 52.6.
What a ball game. Defiance was in cruise control at the end of 3, up by 8. They were outscored, 16-5, if my math was correct.
Well, yeah, remember, they went on that 11-0 run to start the third quarter to get up 12. But, again, credit Shawnee, a team that on the road here, trying to pull one out at the dog pound. And they were just inches away or tenths of a second away from doing so before Ralston did the impossible there to beat the horn at the end of regulation to send it into the OT.
Well, it was a 14-6 performance by the Shawnee Indians in the fourth and final quarter. But again, Bella Rollison hit the game tire at the buzzer, and it's been all Defiance here in bonus ball. But right now, this one far from over. Troyer really being hounded by Betts. Rollins with it. Gadsden has 4 fouls, so she doesn't want to basically be on her right now or she's done. Fuzz gives it up.
Boy, a lot of time coming off the clock here.
At some point, I was about to say, if you're Shawnee, you can't be too picky, and Betts comes up and sacrifices number 3.
Yeah, remember, it's still a 2-possession game, whether she misses both or not. And Brent, both these teams have a lot of experience in close games on the season. Shawnee 3-4 in single-digit games. Defiance 3-7 in single-digit games.
Troyer, long on her first one.
All right, now if you're Shawnee, you've got to have the rebound, and then you come down, you get the first good look you can take. You know, you're down 2 possessions. You don't necessarily need a 3, but you want to do it efficiently. Big free throw right there from Troyer.
She's got 3 on the night. It is a 5-point Defiance lead, and Gadsden's got a hustle. Under 20 seconds left to go. She's going to take Rollins. Stops, spins, cut off baseline. Huge seconds ticking off the clock. Up top, 3 on the way, off the mark by Menke. Stolen by Gadsden. She's got to get a shot off. She's picked up her dribble, and the clock is going to run out. Time runs out on Shawnee. And a white-knuckle ride at home, but Defiance holds on. Final score, Bulldogs 47, Indians 42. Defiance now 7-9 overall, and more importantly, staying above 500 in the Western Buckeye League at 4-2. The Indians fall to 9-6 and 3-3 respectively. What a ball game.
That was. Give Coach Lewis and his girls a lot of credit. Boy, they could have easily thrown in the towel there late. They battled back, and again, Ralston with that clutch shot in the regulation. And again, I love how after they gave up that quick 3 in overtime, it didn't faze them. The Bulldogs end the game out on an 8-0 run as they pick up a huge WBL victory here tonight to go to 4-2 in conference play.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We are back with our post game. We anticipate being joined by Coach Lewis, and he may have a player or 2 for us. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to put a blue and white bow on this one when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sport.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
trying to think. What's the biggest, fastest, scariest roller coaster in Sandusky? Have you ridden it at all? Anybody know?
The dragster used to be.
The dragster. So. I mean, I'm a Midwest guy, but Six Flags in St. Louis had the Screaming Eagle. This was a roller coaster ride tonight, and in particular, the fourth quarter and the 4 minutes of overtime. It looked like Defiance had this one salted away. Tip your cap to Shawnee. The Indians came out and just played like a different team in the final 8 minutes, but Bella Rollison drains about, a 7 or 8 footer from the baseline just before the buzzer sounded. The iron, it almost looked like popcorn popping in one of those old Presto makers. Halfway down, pops up, and then comes straight through the cylinder. The extra 4 minutes were all the Bulldogs. 39-39 at the end of regulation. Our final score in overtime. Congratulations going out to Coach Leroy Lewis and his Bulldogs. A 47-42 victory. They are now 7-9 overall, but more importantly, 2 games above 500 in the Western Buckeye League at 4-2. The Indians, this one's going to smart on the bus ride home, but trust me, don't sleep on this team despite them being just 3-3 in conference play. If you do, you're going to get beat.
Well, that's a really good team, and again, they're just 4 plays away from having an 11-game win streak. You know, they've won 7 of their last 11. Their 4 losses, 3 of them by 1 point, and the other one in overtime here tonight, a game they were maybe 0.2 of a second away from winning. But credit Defiance. But, again, as happy as you have to feel for Coach Lewis and his girls, boy, you have to just kind of bleed for Coach Patterson and his girls as well, because they left everything out there.
Absolutely.
They're not walking to the locker room thinking, man, if I'd have played harder, we could have won. They left it all out there. But, again, just a great battle. It took some few extra minutes, but all in all, a great WBL game. And both these teams, I think, capable of winning some games here as this season unwinds.
Let's run down your Arthur Law Firm Stat Tracker stats. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured reserve list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm, serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Get the compensation you deserve and back in the game with your winning team at Arthur Law Firm. Let's start with points and leading all players. And the irony here is, Scoop, she had to watch the final 39 seconds of regulation and then all 4 minutes of overtime. Cadence Wilson, very strong, very capable center for the Indians, finishes with 14, but it had to have just been eating at her to have to watch all of overtime from the bench. She is a great young player. On the flip side, not actually going to stay with the Indians. 12 points for Aaron Jackson off the bench. 3 points for Ava Menke. That's 15 bench points. I don't know if that's gravy, but man, if you can get even half that on a regular night. 15 points from the reserves. Again, I'm guessing Coach Aaron Patterson is going to be very pleased with that. Alexis Whetstone finishes with 8, and starting point guard Ava Gadsden has 5. On the flip side, for the Bulldogs, all 5 starters did the bulk of the scoring, led by Alexandra Fernandez. She finishes with 12. Then how about this for balance? Starting point guard Fuzz Rollins with 9. Aliana Stantz with 9. And Isabella Rollison with 9. All 9 of those coming in the fourth quarter and overtime. She had a donut going into probably about 4, maybe 5 minutes left to go in the ball game, and she saved her best for last.
You know, that's incredible when you go nearly 30 minutes without scoring a point, and then you just kind of take things over there down the stretch in overtime. Boy, she hit some monster clutch shots, none bigger than that one to send in overtime. But I love that 3 there coming out of overtime.
Fearless.
Again, she just really was courageous, and that's what you want to see out of a senior that's kind of been through the trenches there, has been there, done that. So, wow, what a great team win here for Defiance tonight.
Rounding out the scoring for the Bulldogs, Nadia Leatherman finishes with a handful, and off the bench, Aislinn Troyer with 3. What'd you have for board work? What'd you have for turnovers?
Well, on the night, Defiance had a plus 10 in rebounding margin. The Bulldogs pulled down 35 rebounds, 9 of those being offensive rebounds. On the flip side, Shawnee just 25 rebounds, 11 offensive, so they just really weren't able to compete on the glass like I thought they might be able to here tonight. But Defiance was able to overcome 19 turnovers tonight, so they were kind of playing with fire there. They had 10 turnovers that first half, but the important stat, I think, for Coach Lewis, they did not turn it over in the overtime when it was really crunch time. So, again, give him and his girls some credit. Boy, they had to fight tooth and nail for 36 minutes, but they got it done.
47-42 in overtime. What we're going to do is take a quick timeout. We anticipate being joined by Coach Lewis. Don't you go anywhere. More after this. You're watching the postgame and DCTV Sports.
When a fire or natural disaster throws a penalty flag, let ServiceMaster Restore work for you. Anything from minor cleanups to complete overhaul and rebuilding. Contact ServiceMaster by McCann.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
West Banco, building a better bank every day since 1870. Community-focused West Banco. Find out more at westbanco.com.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com to find out more about joining the winning team at Superior Credit Union.
Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
And we are back. And get a good look at the mezzanine shot, the upper deck here at the Dog Pound, as a small but vocal and mighty crowd here this evening saw just a heck of a ball game. WBL action ladies style, as Defiance led by 8 at the end of 3. They were outscored, what was my math correctly here, 14-5. But Bella Rollison draining about an 8-footer from the baseline just before the buzzer, and it forced bonus ball, tied everything up at 39 all, and then it was pretty much all Defiance in the extra 4 minutes as they hang on to knock off the Shawnee Indians by a final of 47-42. With the win, the Bulldogs now 7-9 overall, but again, that conference record is what's important this time of year, as they're 2 games above 500 at 4-2. For the Indians, they fall to 9-6 and 3-3. Let's take a look at what's on the horizon for both of these two teams. A little bit of a break for Defiance, as next up they've got, well, this is what the schedule calls for right now, folks. Saturday at Fairview. However, we have been told that Defiance, the school district, has already announced classes are going to be canceled for tomorrow due to the forecasted ice and snowstorm that's supposed to make its way across not only this part of the state, but much of the Midwest, really much of the country over the next 72 hours plus. So if that game is played, it will mean one of two things. The forecast was wrong, or there's been a massive thaw and unseasonably warm weather for this time of the year. But it's all but likely that that game is going to be postponed. But on the schedule for now, Saturday at Fairview. On the flip side, likewise, on Tuesday, so a little bit of time off for the Indians as they will be at Crestview on the 27th. So, again, they've got a little bit of time, and I know you don't like to sit on a loss, but they will lick their wounds, try and regroup, gather themselves, and get back after it. But that is what's on the docket for both teams, and I'm getting a thumbs up. I believe I'm getting a thumbs up from Scoop, and here we go. Oh, look at this. A freshman shall join them, and she's got a little bit of a strut to her as well. Aliana Stantz joining Coach Lewis. Coming up, let's go ahead and get a headset ready. We'll have to take them one at a time here. We'll bring up her microphone headset. Lady's going to go first. Okay, stand up straight and look, put your best foot forward there and smile. How about this? All right, Aliana, I'm looking down here. You finished with 9 points this evening, but just talk about this one. I know it was a team win, but my goodness, what did you guys learn about yourself? You had it won, then you didn't, and then you did. How much did this team grow up tonight?
Really, we just need to learn how to play team basketball and not, like, get on ourselves a lot, because I feel like we all just get on ourselves and then we just break down, basically.
How about you, performance here tonight? They were very physical. Did you anticipate that?
Yes, I did. I saw it coming. I was ready for it. I just need to be prepared more next time.
All right, break down the game-tying play, because the ball came out. Fernandez kicked it to you. You had it roughly at the elbow. I thought you were going to take the shot. You take one dribble. What did you see in your peripheral vision that made you decide to give it up?
Basically, I just know myself, so I know that that's not my shot, so I gave it to Bella because Bella's a shooter.
Listen to the humility here, Scoop.
Well, I tell you what, talk about the start you guys had a little bit. You guys really came to play from the opening tip on. It seemed like every basket you guys had, there was an assist behind it. Just been great team basketball. What was really clicked tonight for you guys offensively?
I feel like we just started off with a lot of energy, and they didn't expect that because last year apparently they blew us out, and they didn't expect us to come out like this year.
All right, so where do you go from here? How much better can this team still get in the next couple of weeks?
I feel like we can get a lot better. I feel like we can get higher in the WBO ranking if we just keep working.
Keep working at it,
Yep.
but enjoy it at least for tonight,
Yeah.
will you? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Look at there. Now she allows herself a chance to smile. Aliana Stantz joining us right now. Go ahead and hand that off to Coach here. He's glad handing on the other side here. All right, tough act to follow. Did she know she was coming up? Did she want to come up?
I always hit him with a surprise. I don't tell him before.
Well, that's all right. It's all part of being an up-and-comer and a varsity player.
I told her I was getting her ready. She got 3 more years of this, so get ready.
Holy cow. I'll ask you the same question that I asked her, because this was a white-knuckle ride, roller coaster, and you owned it, at least the lead, for 3 quarters tonight. Yeah. And then, as you would expect, they came out and really got even more physical. Yeah. Roller coaster ride. Obviously, Bella drains the game tire at the buzzer, and then you own overtime. What did this team learn about itself tonight?
I think they learned that we're doing the right stuff, first of all. We just got to stick with it. Younger group, starting Aliana as a freshman, and Aislinn Troyer is usually our first person off the bench as a freshman. But I think we're starting to come together as a group. Girls really like each other, which is kind of, I like to coach basketball, not effort and attitude, and I think I'm able to do that now here at Defiance. I'm just really proud of the girls for sticking with it, staying together. Like you said, we got down a point at some point in the fourth quarter. First thing I told them, like, hey, we've been here before. Like, we've played a lot of close games. Like, we know how to react. Let's be the team that comes out on the winning end of this and not the losing end. And we needed some little luck from the dog pound a little bit, and we got it.
Well, and one thing that Aliana told us, too, because she had the ball at the elbow with time winding down. And especially for a freshman, some may panic or some may jack up a quick shot. Yeah. And I asked her to break that play down because she had probably what could have been considered a decent look. Yeah. But she saw somebody on the periphery. And I asked her, why did you pass? What made you? She goes, I know myself, and I know that's not my shot. Okay. So, again, whether she had an eye on the clock or just had enough basketball IQ, she gave it up. What's that say about that young lady?
A freshman, we got her earlier in the season from Fairview. She's a freshman, but she's so savvy as a basketball player of a lot of humility, a lot of willingness to share the basketball, selflessness. She obviously likes to score the basketball like a lot of people do in basketball, but she's willing to give it up and make the right play, and that's the kind of player you want. I told her I'm so proud of her for just sticking with it. She doesn't get the left-hand drives like she wanted, so all summer we'll be working on going right. We're working on going right.
He's thinking already
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, but I'm so proud of their toughness. I'm so proud of them just sticking with it. It's been so many times we've came out on the losing end, and now we've been able to feel what it wins like. The girls playing music in the locker room, just the whole thing about it. I kind of like let them be them, but I want them to understand when it's time to lock in for basketball, and I think we're starting to get there now.
And, Coach, you guys have had 16 games. 11 have been decided by less than 10 points. So you've had a lot of these white-knuckle games. And tonight, you led for nearly 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there, with, 30 seconds to go, you're down by 3 points.
Yeah.
What was the look you saw in your girls' eyes when they came to the bench there, looking at a kind of a deficit for the first time all night?
They didn't flinch. That was the thing I've been telling Bella since the first quarter. Bella's usually knocking in her three. It wasn't going for her first quarter, second quarter. I told her third quarter, I'm like, Bella, shoot the ball. Shoot. And she kind of looked at me with that face like, Coach, you've been saying that since the first quarter, and I haven't hit one yet. I haven't. You said that 4 or 5 times, and I ain't hit one yet. And she kind of looked at me, smiled, got back out the huddle, and then last couple seconds, she get one to bounce, and I'm like, listen, that's why we put the work in. You don't know when the opportunity is coming, but be ready for the opportunity when it presents itself.
And then she had that courageous three there to start out the overtime.
Yeah.
And what a courageous shot, what a gutsy shot. But again, it has to do. Shooters keep shooting. It's all about having confidence.
Yes. I think she just once she's seen one go in, that's kind of how Bella is. Like the basket gets big, and she's gonna start letting them go time after time. But we trust her. I mean, she's been a starter for me since her sophomore year. I trust her to do her thing. I wanted her to keep shooting because I knew it would come at some point. She's put in so much work that I just have faith in what she's doing right now.
We did not mention it until we saw her come out to warm up. You had asked me to keep it on the down low, but Alexa has a sore back and was a game-time decision. She finishes with 12 and up against one of the most physical centers in this league. Can you just talk about her grit?
Yeah, Cadence Wilson from Shawnee is she's tough to guard. Like, she's been killing our league all year. I'm sure she's going to continue to dominate in our league going forward. She's only a sophomore. But Alex, she's a competitor. I mean, first team WBL soccer player. She just knows how to compete. She's exactly what we need as far as, hey, I'll do all the dirty work, right? We kind of talked about losing Izzy Ramirez last year, and we needed somebody to do the dirty work, and Alex loves it. I mean, she hunts the ball with 2 hands, and that's exactly how we teach it and how we ask her to do it. So it's like perfect. She's just bringing it down, and I'm like, you don't know how many possessions and how valuable that is to us to get possession after possession, whether it's offensive rebound or defensive rebound. She's there, and I just love her presence inside.
Got some downtime. We'll wait and see if you play at Fairview on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's most likely going to be postponed.
Yeah.
But walk us through the next, 48 to 72 hours. How do you handle things as far as letting them get their legs back and then maybe picking practice back up?
Yeah, no school tomorrow already. They canceled school for Defiance already, but I told the girls be ready afternoon. If we get some sunshine, guess what? We're in here practicing.
Absolutely.
Because we don't know what's going to happen Saturday with Fairview, and that's a tough team. They've been playing really well. We just want to be prepared, so we get the scout going tonight. No school, so I'll be up a while doing that scout for Fairview, and then we'll come in and go over it tomorrow. And if we can't get in here tomorrow, we'll get in here Saturday morning before we go to Fairview and review.
At least enjoy this one on the car ride home, will you?
I'll try.
All right.
Try.
Congratulations, Coach. Thanks for coming up and joining us.
Congrats. Great game.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for our broadcast here this evening. They needed bonus ball just to make it a little bit more exciting, but final score, Defiance knocks off Shawnee in overtime, 47-42. That's going to do it for our broadcast this evening. For our entire crew, a big thank you doing more than yeoman's work. Big thank you going out to our underwriters helping make the broadcast a possibility. And as always, you the fan for tuning in. For Scoop Miller, I'm Brent Balbinot. Final score again in overtime, Defiance 47, Shawnee 42. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.